Hello everyone and welcome to the Omsi 2 news. I know this is something quite popular among some people and it's something people have always asked when it's going to come back. So here it is, the Omsi 2 news. And yes, a brief overview quickly of what we will cover so you can fast forward to the parts that are of interest to you. We'll look at the new payware DLCs that have been released, the latest ones, these three here. We'll look at an update from Masterswitch Studios about the various different projects they have, including the Omnideca, the Veeling, and Arcala and District. And lastly, a quick look at the newest DLCs and mods on Felsum, including Bodenham version 5 and some enhancements for the Enviro 200 MMC. So without further ado, let's get into it. So as you may know, for those of you who have been following my channel, that the Omsi 2 Alan Zurich Tram Line 11 was released. We have showcased videos of this on the channel, so do check that out if you want to see some footage of that. But essentially this adds a second payware DLC in terms of trams for Omsi 2, the Line 11 in Zurich, which is 13 kilometers long with 34 stops. And basically this map here has this map here, as you can see, has 10 reviews. So I'll just quickly go through the reviews and then I'll let you guys kind of give you my overview. And I do apologize, the internet's a bit slow. I'm at the moment in the process of uploading some videos which are kind of slowing things down. So basically, yeah, it's mostly negative, and a lot of it just basically has to do with performance. So a lot of people here are complaining essentially that there's performance issues, loading in, etc., etc. So yeah, the reviews in German and English kind of review the same, basically talk about the same thing. It's essentially that's pretty much it there. If you can go through it yourselves, basically. But yeah, that's essentially it. Basically, the main issue people have is like, look, they like the map, they like the city, but the issues people are having is that the fact there's not many AI cars. I thought that was something to do with my settings, but actually that just seems to be something that's set with DLC. I think that's probably due to performance. They've lowered the AI car count. People are also complaining that it's just performance is not good. You can't load the tram in everywhere, and that kind of thing. Okay, so look, I guess the issue here is that this is a tram DLC, and trams are just not something that was envisaged with Omsi 2. I mean, Omsi 2 can barely run buses correctly half the time, so it's obviously going to struggle with trams. So it is always going to be a bit of an issue. Now that being said, considering that this is a tram, trams aren't obviously a strong point. Not that buses are either. The game is absolutely terrible in terms of performance, but I think actually this does a quite good job given the circumstances. As if you take a look at other tram add-ons, they're a disaster. It's a pain to load in the trams correctly. So this actually, at least you can load in the tram. That being said, you can only load it in from outside. So if you want to drive the reverse, that's actually not possible, which is quite annoying. Also, AI trams for some reason don't show the route numbers, which isn't great. But look, I think this DLC is quite good. It's probably as good as it's going to get given the limitations of Omsi 2. So, I think that's probably something people haven't really considered with the reviews. As someone that's kind of done most Tram DLCs in Omsi 2, I can kind of tell you that this is one of the better optimized ones for the most part. All of that being said, it still has its issues. And I think that's more reflective of the fact that we need to stop getting content for a game that's just ancient and just falling apart. But that's just another story altogether. But yeah, that's Omsi 2 Allen Line Zurich. We had like another one of these AI car packs. I don't really know why these are being released. Like, who's actually in the right mind is going to pay for this? Because like almost every map comes with AI cars, and you can always just use those in different maps. So this is kind of just a waste of money, and it's 13 quid. It's not like cheap. This is almost the same price as a bus pack. So yeah, not surprisingly, there's only 2 reviews for this, and yeah, I guess it's like the thumbs up. I think this is the kind of thing that if you're gonna spend money on this, likely you're gonna actually get value from it, because for most people this is just not worth their while. And then we also got the Line 300. This is an interesting one because we have Berlin in the bus, and to be honest, like I'd be more inclined to just, and I think we actually have Line 300 in the bus as well. I'd be more inclined to actually just drive this in the bus because it's just Omsi 2 is just kind of ugly at this point. But yeah, it's €20, which is not a bad price, but like it does have like a Solaris or Bruno, which is kind of a bus that has been widely available in Omsi 2 for a while, and the Line 300 is also available in the bus. The reviews are mixed. I haven't actually gone through the reviews, so I don't know what the story is, but yeah, if you take a look here, yeah, this one's saying it likes it. There is something to do with chaos on the web disk. Okay, this is okay. This is talking rather about rather very specific stuff. It's talking about like the community and like personal experiences, and I don't know what else it's, and like the worth of the developers. But look, I don't know what that is. So yes, I think AI traffic is the main takeaway here. I don't know this issues here with the traffic lights, and then here is the downsides, textures, AI cars again, that kind of thing. So yeah, it makes half of it positive, half of it's negative. Personally, this isn't something I'd be looking at just because it exists already in the bus, and the bus is kind of, I know that like in terms of realism and physics, it's not as good, but in terms of just like prettiness to the eyes, it's much better. Okay, cool. The next thing on the agenda is Masterswitch Studios. So basically, people might be wondering what's been happening to the packs. For instance, like the Omnidecker was something that I think was said it was going to be released last year that never transpired. But basically, that's almost complete. Probably that'll be the thing we see Masterswitch release the soonest. In terms of the feeling, so basically, the reason why there's been so little, I guess, progress or kind of so little information in the background is I'm just kind of basing this off what I've read here because I haven't actually been following it because I kind of can associate, I can relate to what the Masterswitch Studios are basically saying that obviously personal life and stuff going outside of obviously two has been taking priority, which is kind of the case for me. So I actually have no idea what's been happening in the community, but the implication from this seems to be that obviously kind of saying that they have been kind of in the background, not really posting much updates. But yeah, essentially the reason for that is just like all the developers are kind of busy outside, but nothing's been cancelled, everything's been in development. So regarding the Viewing Pack, this has been split into different parts. The first Viewing Classic we're going to see is the Volvo ones, and then later on, who knows in how many years we might see the other ones. Arcala and District, so they say who knows how many years, because at some point Omsi 2 becomes a bit too old, I think personally. It passes the point of its usability, but anyway, that's another story altogether. Arcala and District is also being worked on by Fully Love, who I think has a YouTube channel. I'm not sure how active they've been, but yeah, basically that's also kind of the same thing as before. It's second to obviously their life, and QOL updates, and I don't know what that's to do. That's just to do with the reading tree. So yeah, essentially there's been change of publisher there. It seems to be the case now that a lot of people are moving away from Aerosoft in terms of obviously developers. Maybe that's just because of the cut that Aerosoft takes. I don't know. Or maybe it's just kind of the way the economy is going with inflation now. Obviously, people want to be maximizing the amount of money they get for releasing an add-on when they develop it. But yeah. And then in terms of here, we have an enhancement pack for the Enviro 200 MC. We have some repaints, as you can see here, which you can kind of take a look at in your own time. Abundant of Harm version 5 is probably the main thing that was released. It's a fictional map based off the London outskirts. It was based off the Abundant Harm map from Omsi 1 Days, now in Omsi 2. Which, as you can see here, we've had plenty of videos of that map as well, which you can take a look at. There's been an ADL E200D sound mod for the Alexander Dennis by V3D 200MC, which you can take a look at on the channel as well. That's been covered on this channel. And that's kind of the main stuff that's been happening within the Omsi 2 world. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Do make sure to like and subscribe for more content, mostly to do with transport, I guess. And yeah, that's it for now. Until next time.